This man's quest to find gold sticks his hand in the river, soon attracts a school of fish. By the time he took his hand out, a huge nugget of gold appeared in his hand. It turned out to be a river of gold and sand. There would be hidden gold in the sand. Every day the people of the village would plunder the river for gold. At first people only used bamboo baskets to pluck gold. Later, in order to make the panning more efficient, large machines were built to help them pluck gold. The villagers set up pipes on the banks of the river. The sand was sifted and filtered. All the sand was transported to the machines. The sand is sifted through the machine to produce gold. The sifted sand is then poured into the water. In this way, villagers have given up farming and opted for gold panning. The landowner, in order to make some profit from this, he forced the villagers to plunder gold for him. The people were suffering. To survive, they had to obey the landlord. The young man had just struck a gold bar. The landlord appeared behind him. He showed his mouth full of gold teeth. He stared at the boy. Then he grabbed the gold pot from the boy's hand and flung it into the mud puddle. The big gold nugget is in the landlord's pocket. The boy was now on his knees in the mire. He could no longer tolerate his life as it was, so he tried to escape by any means possible. Finally, he came to a valley. It was full of rocks of all kinds. In front of him a cave appeared. Curious, the boy rushed in. It was very dark inside. Underneath his feet there was running water. Lizards emerged from the stone walls from time to time, and so he went on down the cave. At the end of the cave there was a glimmer of light. The boy pushed open the algae curtain door. He was dumbfounded by the sight before him. It was a different world underwater. Lush tombs on either side, a large waterfall in the middle. Birds pass over the waterfall from time to time. Little did he know that this was the home of mermaids. Tired of walking, the young man lies down next to a rock. He put his hand in the water unconsciously. When he woke up he found that he had retrieved a piece of gold. He looked up and down at the gold with disbelief, thinking there must be more gold hidden here. So he slowly approached the great waterfall. As he stood in front of the waterfall, a mermaid slowly pulled back the curtain of the waterfall and sat down on the reef. She was the lord of these waters. The young man was completely overwhelmed by her beauty. He takes a wild flower and hands it to the mermaid. The two of them have a secret love affair. Two burning hearts pulling together. They approach the mermaid. A gentle kiss to the man's forehead. The next moment he feels the lightness and tenderness of the ocean. But in a moment the mermaid disappeared. When the boy turned his head to look, the landlord suddenly appeared behind him. He grabbed the gold of the reef. He lunged at the boy with a vengeance. He hated the boy for not handing over his gold. The boy followed the swift current to the end of the waterfall. Seeing that there was no way out he leapt. He jumped over the waterfall. He plunged headlong into the river. He was just about to swim to shore. A pair of strong hands tugged on his ankles. It was the landlord. Suddenly, a light came out from under the water. It was a bigger piece of gold, so the landlord left the boy to take the gold. At that moment, the mermaid also came from under the water and woke up the drowning boy. And finally, he lived with the mermaid under the water, and the landlord paid the price for his greed.